try to ruin someone's life off of this gossip. So now is it gossip? And it's like, if you're trying to take the moral high road, but then also speaking about like this to your friends, like you want the moral high road public image, but like you're just
Zach and Tori Roloff reveal if they would return to Little People, Big World. The TLC couple announced their exit from the reality TV show in February 2024 after 25 seasons. Zach and Tori Roloff recently revealed whether they would ever return to Little People, Big World. On the Thursday, January 15th episode of their Raising Heights podcast, the former TLC couple dished on whether future seasons of LPBW or any other reality TV show was in the future for them. Would you go back to television? Would you go back to Little People, Big World? Zach asked his wife toward the end of the episode. I feel like that's the question, Tori replied. And my answer, my short brain can't remember squad answer, is yes. There are definitely things that I enjoyed. However, if we were ever to go back to television, it would have to be a lot different than what it was. And that's where I think that it probably won't ever happen, just because it would have to be so different. She then clarified, I would not go back to Little People Big World. I would go back to, like, something with our family that was, like, created for us, about us, and not about your family. Because I think that's what I struggled with the most with Little People, Big World as it became this relationship show. Tori also explained that she really fell in love with LPBW because of the education and, like, the reality that it brought to people, like showing people that my family can be just like yours, even though they're all short. She added, I loved that. I didn't love this, like, picking sides with your mom and dad and talking about relationships. To that, Zach pointed out, that's the modern-day reality television, though, because activities are expensive. Action is expensive. It's super cheap to get a bunch of people on a couch and talk and create drama and things like that. In February 2024, Zach and Tori announced their LPBW exit after 25 seasons. They have been married since 2015 and share 3 children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. Matt Roloff from Little People, Big World has reunited with his son Zach Roloff despite ongoing family tensions. Zach and Matt Roloff are putting their disagreements aside. The father-son pair got back together for a holiday party with the rest of their family, including Zach's brothers Jeremy and Jacob Roloff, a year after their disagreement on the Little People, Big World finale. In a recent video shared by Jacob's wife Isabel Roloff, Matt, 64, was shown sitting on a couch with his 3 kids and Chris Merrick, the husband of former Amy Roloff, all wearing matching blue Christmas sweaters. The gang grinned for pictures as Jeremy sat between the patriarch and his 35-year-old twin brother Zach. Yes, we got them matching sweaters, on December 26, Isabel posted on Instagram. They loved it, or hated it, can't tell. In order to send his and wife Tori Roloff's 8-year-old son Jackson to a soccer tournament overseas, Zach skipped the family's Thanksgiving dinner in Oregon, which led to the reunion. A lot to be thankful for. Counting my many blessings, his father. At the time, Matt posted on Instagram that Molly Roloff, his and Amy's 32-year-old daughter, had also missed the meal because she lived out of state. Thanks for all my daughter-in-laws for making this such a special Thanksgiving. Zach's relationship with his father, with whom he first fell out in 2021 following a disagreement over the family's Roloff Farms land, has been quite the emotional ride. As the 25th season of their TLC program was being filmed, the two continued to argue, with Zach saying in the 2024 finale, there's not much of a relationship. Zach revealed earlier this year that family strife was melting, but he and his father had not yet reconciled their broken relationship. There's no relationship there. In a June episode of their podcast, Raising Heights, Zach's wife Tori made this observation. But I do feel like the siblings, all of you have kind of come around, which is nice. Little People, Big World, Matt Roloff reunites with sons amid family rift. Zach, Jeremy, and Jacob Roloff all gathered with their estranged father for the holidays. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff reunited with his sons, Zach Roloff, Jeremy Roloff, and Jacob Roloff, amid an ongoing family rift. On Friday, December 26th, Jacob's wife, Isabel Roloff, took to Instagram with a video featuring the Roloff men and Matt's ex-wife Amy Roloff's new husband, Chris Marek. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff reunited with his sons, Zach Roloff, Jeremy Roloff, and Jacob Roloff, amid an ongoing family rift. On Friday, December 26th, Jacob's wife, Isabel Roloff, took to Instagram with a video featuring the Roloff men and Matt's ex-wife Amy Roloff's new husband, Chris Marek. "Yes, we got them in matching sweaters faced with tears of joy," Isabel wrote in overlaid text on a clip of twins, Zach and Jeremy, sitting on a couch with Matt, as Chris and Jacob stood behind them. She added in the caption, "They loved it, or hated it, can't tell." In the comments, LPBW fans rejoiced over seeing Matt together again with his sons, with whom he had a falling out after negotiations failed for them to purchase part of Roloff Farms. He and Amy also share a daughter, Molly Roloff. One Instagram user declared, "My heart is happy seeing them all together." Another exclaimed, love seeing everyone together. Red heart." Someone else pointed out, "Wow, it's been a long time. Far overdue. 2 hearts. A different follower echoed, "This seriously makes me so happy seeing all the Roloffs together for Christmas. Life is short. Families need to stick together. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year." Meanwhile, yet another fan commented, "Caryn, leaving seems to have made the atmosphere with the family more relaxed. Waving hand bye-bye. I hope they continue to be happy as a family." In July, Matt announced his breakup with his fiancée, Caryn Chandler. "Caryn and I have decided to part ways and end our engagement," Matt wrote via Instagram of the tough news, adding that they remain amicable. "Your support means the world to me, and I'm committed to moving forward with positivity and trust in the path ahead," he added. Much love to all. In May, Zach gave an update on his relationship with Matt on his and wife Tori Roloff's podcast. "Oh, it's not great," Zach shared. "It's not, existent, I guess. Thankfully, it seems Matt is at least on speaking terms with his sons at this point. Who knows? Maybe season 26 will become a reality on TLC after Zach and Tori announced their exit following season 25 and Matt hinted at the end of an era." Tension surrounding Roloff Farms continues to grow, and this time, the conflict doesn't just involve former spouses. In a recent development on Little People, Big World, Amy Roloff finds herself clashing with a close friend over how Matt Roloff's farm should be handled, revealing how deeply complicated the situation has become. For years, Roloff Farms has been more than just land. It represents family legacy, memories, emotional investment, and unresolved conflict. Even after Amy and Matt's divorce, the farm has remained a sensitive subject, one that continues to affect relationships both on and off the property. Amy Roloff has long been vocal about her emotional connection to the farm. She raised her children there, built a life on that land, and invested years of physical and emotional labor into its success. Letting go of that chapter was never going to be easy. Although Amy eventually made the difficult decision to sell her portion of the farm to Matt, her emotional ties never disappeared. Instead, they transformed into lingering concerns about fairness, transparency, and how decisions are made moving forward. This latest clash emerges as Amy discusses the future of the farm with a trusted friend. What begins as a conversation quickly reveals deeper disagreement. The friend suggests a more practical, business-focused approach, one that prioritizes closure, acceptance, and moving on. Amy, however, sees things differently. From her perspective, the farm is not just an asset to be managed. It is a symbol of years of sacrifice and family history. Amy expresses frustration that people around her often underestimate the emotional weight she carries when it comes to Roloff Farms. The disagreement highlights a recurring theme in Amy's journey, the struggle between emotional truth and external expectations. While others may view the situation as settled, Amy feels that unresolved feelings continue to surface, especially when decisions surrounding the farm resurface in public discussions. The clash also underscores how isolating Amy's position can feel. Even supportive friends may not fully grasp what it means to watch a place that once defined your family evolve under someone else's control. The difference in perspective creates tension, not because of malice, but because of misunderstanding. Amy's frustration is further amplified by the ongoing public scrutiny surrounding Matt's decisions about the farm. Over the years, fans have speculated about whether the farm would be passed down to the Roloff children. When those expectations were not met, emotions flared, both within the family and among viewers. For Amy, those moments reopened old wounds. While she no longer owns the property, she still feels connected to how it is represented and managed. The idea that the farm's future could be shaped without considering its emotional legacy remains painful. The clash with her friend reflects that pain. Amy struggles with the suggestion that she should simply detach and move forward. From her point of view, emotional closure cannot be rushed or dictated by logic alone. This disagreement also sheds light on how Amy has evolved since her divorce. She has worked hard to rebuild her life, focus on personal happiness, and embrace new beginnings. However, growth does not erase history. Instead, it forces individuals to confront it more honestly. Throughout Little People, Big World, Amy has often been portrayed as the emotional anchor of the family. Her reactions come from a place of care, even when they appear conflicted. This clash reinforces that narrative, showing a woman still navigating the balance between acceptance and accountability. Matt Roloff's presence looms large over the discussion, even when he is not directly involved in the conversation. His role as the primary decision-maker for the farm continues to affect Amy emotionally. The power imbalance, owning the property versus having lived its history, remains a source of tension. The situation also raises broader questions about divorce, shared assets, and emotional ownership. When a marriage ends, legal matters may be settled on paper, but emotional ties rarely disappear so cleanly. Amy's struggle reflects a reality many people face after long-term relationships end. Viewers watching this clash have responded strongly. Some sympathize deeply with Amy, arguing that her feelings are valid and deserve respect. Others believe that holding on to the past only prolongs pain and prevents healing. This divide mirrors the conversation Amy herself is having with her friend. What makes this moment compelling is its authenticity. The disagreement is not explosive or dramatic, it is quiet, emotional, and deeply personal. It shows how conflict does not always come from anger, but from unmet emotional needs. Amy's friend, while well-intentioned, represents the voice of reason many people encounter after major life changes. The suggestion to move on often comes from care, but it can feel dismissive to someone still processing loss. As the conversation unfolds, Amy is forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Letting go does not mean forgetting, and acceptance does not mean agreement. Healing exists in the space between those two ideas. This clash ultimately becomes less about the farm and more about agency. Amy wants her emotions acknowledged, not minimized. She wants space to feel conflicted without being judged for it. In the larger context of Little People, Big World, this moment adds depth to Amy's storyline. It reminds viewers that even after major transitions, divorce, remarriage, relocation, emotional loose ends remain. Roloff Farms may no longer be Amy's responsibility, but it will always be part of her story. Navigating that reality takes time, patience, and understanding, from herself and from those around her. As the season continues, viewers are left reflecting on a familiar truth: some chapters never fully close. Instead, they reshape who we are and how we move forward. Amy Roloff's clash with her friend over Matt's farm is not about property, it is about identity, history, and the complicated process of letting go while still honoring the past.